and the land they are from, there is generally peace. That is but one time a year, when the hypebeast and the reseller come together. This, my friends, is the story of ComplexCon. Yo, what's poppin', guys? Jacques Slade here. This weekend I had my first opportunity to go to ComplexCon. I've never been before. It was all brand new to me and it was insane. One year I was at SneakerCon, the next year I was running the New York Marathon, and this year I got to hang out courtesy of the good folks over at Puma that invited me out to check out everything that was going on. And as expected, it was crazy. So I went both days. I went on Saturday and on Sunday. But for Saturday, I got to link up with the shoe surgeon and check out his booth. What's up, guys? Welcome to ComplexCon. I'm here in the Puma booth. And as you can see right behind me, it's the one and only shoe surgeon. We're here at the Puma booth because he totally flipped the RSX, which is their newest shoes, the pair that I have on right now. Yeah. So all of Dom's customs just sold out. So I'm gonna actually grab him real quick and get a breakdown of the shoe, why he did the shoe the way he does, and if I can get myself a pair because they sold out. Surgeon shoes just sold out. It was the RSX toys, inspired by toys of the past. So your design was obviously way different than the regular version. Can you kind of break down your version real quick?
Yeah, I really wanted to tie in all of my favorite 90s toys and games. So, you know, we mashed up Furby, Beanie Baby, the game Perfection, the Tamagotchi on the toe, that's one of my favorite parts, and then also the operation inside of the shoe is you can place different pieces.
So like for operation, like why was that like the last piece? Why did you decide to do that here at the show?
It's kind of surgical and it's kind of like the shoe surgeon, it ties it all in, it's fun, it's interactive.
Now, did you expect for them to sell out like that and not sell out that fast?
Man, I'm just grateful that Puma was able to bring me here. We made custom pairs that normally our shoes cost $3,000 plus, and they're able to sell them for $120. So I'm excited.
Which is crazy. So I know they sold out here, but you did like save a pair for me, right? Right,
man, they sold out, bro.
So as you can see, the shoe surgeon was flipping the RSX toys. His customizations are out of this world, as you guys probably already know, but he took this model up a level. Because the theme of the shoe was toys, he actually integrated different toys from different eras in the 90s into the actual shoe. This looks like it was just one model, but they actually sold a few of these and they sold out completely. If you're following me on Instagram, you probably saw that already. But the shoes totally sold out. People loved them. They had him signing the shoe. They had him signing the box. It's really dope to see how creative he is, and I really appreciate the fact that Puma allowed him to be creative. They really just allowed him to do whatever it is he wanted to do with the shoe and interpret the shoe in his own way. After his shoes sold out, I kind of hung out at the Puma booth for a little while to check out some of the different stuff that they had going on. As you can see here, they had this Ferrari, which looks really dope. Yes, Jules was there. She had like her 1 a.m. radio show going, and she was interviewing a bunch of different celebrities. They had a spot for Jake Ferrato, which he didn't come until Sunday, and I'll tell you guys about that as well. And then Mosh was the guy with the Ferrari, and his was the RSX trophy, which flipped it based on which allowed him to flip the shoe in his own way as well. Again, I love just being around these like super creative guys when it comes to sneakers. I'm not a designer, I'm not a customizer, so to see them do this kind of work really just blows me away. Back for day two is when I got to experience a little bit more of the show. I walked around the floor, and basically ComplexCon, the way I see it, is like the internet in real life. There's all these things and all these booths, everything that we see online, from clothes to shoes to music is all there in one place, and it's really, really dope. So after I kind of walked around the show a little bit, went to check on my homegirl Denise over at the HBO booth, I came back to the Puma booth because they were doing some more customizations, and this time it was with Alexander John. So this is Alexander John. You guys have seen the shoe. So you use the Puma RSX.
Right.
Talk to me a little bit about the design and your inspiration for it.
Okay, so when they gave me the gig, they basically wanted me to do something based around 90s tracks.
Right.
So two things came to mind. Either I could put a whole bunch of lyrics on there, or I could do something that's more conceptual. So one, for me, doing a whole bunch of lyrics, it's like, how do you choose lyrics from the 90s? It's so many good dope songs. And then that would kind of like make my consumer bias. So instead of doing that, I wanted to kind of like give a nod to how we listen to music in the 90s. It's way different than we have it now. You don't have tapes anymore. You don't have to press eject on anything. There's no skipping, you know. We have MP3, YouTube. So I wanted to show what we experience and what encompassed the 90s and how we listen to music. So there's like I started with vinyl, but it's not in the form of how you see it when it's in a circle, but I use mainly vinyl applicant. So, which was the way we started, and then went from tape to CD, and then also just a little bit forward with some graphics that kind of like had the headphone concept to it.
Can you explain what a B-side is?
So listen, the B-side was the other side of the tape. If you wanted to listen to the rest of the tracks, it was on the other side. You had to take the tape out, press eject, flip the tape, and put it in, and hopefully it played, and then chew up your tape.
Alexander John has kind of been on the low with his designs, but he's really starting to kind of bubble up in the sneaker community. Again, you can really see how Puma is really allowing them to really take the design and flip it in their own way. I really love that they gave them the freedom to be as creative as they want to be. Not a lot of brands will give artists, and I would basically call them artists at this point, give them the freedom to create the design in the way that they want to and not really hold them back. I mean, Shoe Surgeon had like fur and like stuff inspired by the Tamagotchi on his shoe, whereas Alexander John had like cassette tapes. He had like the Yo from MTV Raps, almost kind of like the Puma shoes themselves, where they took from the history and from the present and kind of combined those two together to make a shoe that we will all love. So one of the things that lets me know that a shoe is official or that people legitimately like a shoe is when people start to stop you when you're walking around and asking you what shoe that is or how can they get a pair of those shoes. And that definitely happened to me quite a few times at ComplexCon, and I personally take that as a compliment. It shows that people are genuinely interested when they don't necessarily care about, oh, it's just this brand, that's all I wear, or this brand is the only brand I wear. If you just wear dope shoes, then the RSX is probably a shoe that you're definitely gonna like. Anyway, so that was my experience at ComplexCon. It's crazy, it's amazing, it's scary, it's fun, it's all those things combined together. Big shout out to the folks over at Puma for having me by. I really appreciate you guys allowing me to come to your booth and check out everything and talk to a couple of guys that were doing the customizations there. Shout out to Jake Ferrado, shout out to Yes Jules, shout out to everyone that did their designs. Big Mosh, I see you, homie, and obviously the Shoe Surgeon, who's just been putting in some crazy work when it comes to sneaker customizations. As always, I appreciate you guys. I'm Jacques Slade, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.